Critically low battery warning.
It's landing. Hi everyone, today I'm going to be unboxing my new DJI Mini 4K drone. First thing we've got is the drone in the top of the lid there. So I'll take that out. It's got a little band around the propellers, keeping all those safe. The battery's already installed. There's another strap going around the gimbal cover, gimbal protector, and then you take off the plastic gimbal protector. Box of accessories included in there, I believe, is spare propellers, a screwdriver, spare screws for screwing in the propellers, and the various cables to attach the controller to your phone. Now, I'm already a registered pilot, not that I need to be for this, but I'm also a registered operator, so I have codes for both. I'm going to put my operator code, which I've got printed off. I'm just going to sellotape it to the top there, just to say all above board. I've already downloaded the DJI app, which you can get from DJI.com. It's called the DJI Fly app, and you have to download that, but it's not on Google Play, so you have to download it and then tick the disclaimer to say you understand that this could be harmful, etc., and you just install it anyway. I'm not sure about iPhone, but that was for Android. Right, there's the controller. It's a nice weight to it. It's got grippy handles, which is very nice. I believe the phone goes in here. That's on a spring. Just to point out as well, apparently the antenna, this doesn't have open out antenna, but the antenna are actually in the top of the phone cradle there. So there must be wires going down to the where the spring loading is. And so if you're pointing the controller at your drone at all times, you're going to get a much better signal if you're pointing those towards the drone. Controller sticks are embedded in the bottom of the controller here, and you just screw them in. The thing I like about this as well is the controller doesn't need to take extra batteries. It's got internal batteries, or an internal battery, which is USB charged, my favourite. Now, the reason I originally wanted to get a drone was, from a preparedness point of view, was to have something that I could inspect any damage to my house. If there was things kicking off in my street that I needed to be aware of, that I could send a drone out. The original drone that I bought, the Tuburi Fly it's called, off Amazon, utterly useless. The video camera, it says on there, was 4K. It wasn't, it was 2K, and the bit rate was so low that it was very, very grainy and you wouldn't have been able to make out any detail. So that was a real problem. Which is why I've gone for this one. I've been wanting a drone for a long time, and it's a good, for a security point of view, being able to get a drone up and get really good footage around what's around. It's USB chargeable, which will charge off my solar all day long, which is perfect. So even in a grid down scenario, I can get this up and running. So we've got three modes on here. We've got a normal, cinematic and sport. Cinematic is the slow mode. Normal's normal mode, and sport is super fast. I think this flies up to about 35, 40 miles an hour. A little bit slower obviously in the slower modes. You've got a power on button, there's a photo button, you've got a function button. A lot of it's run through the app. Oh, and this button on the side there is for taking photos and video, but you can also do that within the app. And the wheel here is the gimbal, which moves the camera up and down, so you can get a 90 degree straight above shot, or overhead shot, or straight in front. So I'm going to get that on charge. That's the main thing, and then we need to get the drone on charge as well. That's the first thing we need to do. We'll come back to you when they're all charged up. First interesting disappointment is there's come with one charge lead for the control. Well, I put it in the controller for USB to USB-C, which goes in the back of the controller. The controller obviously needs charging, but the battery in the drone needs charging too, and there's no charger for the controller. Funny enough, unless I've missed something. Nope, there's only one charger. These other two leads are for attaching the connecting the phone, either an Android phone or an iPhone, to the controller. So these plug into the top of the controller and then into your phone whilst it's in the cradle, and then that it talks to the app then, and then you can control the drone through the app and through the controller. Some of the online tutorials have been really good. Very easy to set up apparently. There's a quick start guide there. Got some stickers which I might stick all over the drone, I may not. So also, if you haven't downloaded the app, when you've got one of these things, there's a QR code that you can just scan on your phone, and that'll take you to where the app is. There's also another app called Lightcut, which I think is a video editing software, which I think you can download for free. Scan to download and try the AI editor. So there's obviously a trial on there or something, but I use Premiere Pro, so I'm not worried about that. I'm going to wait until the controller is charged up, I'm going to go and find another lead to charge the drone with. I noticed here if you tap the button once, it'll show you the power level, and to turn each one of them on you tap it once and then tap and hold on the second time until it turns on. And again the drone, I tap that once, you got a nice full 4 bars on there, so it's all fully charged. So I'm going to take the tabs carefully off the prop and then we'll open these out. Now these open out normally like that, and the bottom ones fold out underneath like that. All nice spring action on there, that's all good. I'm not going to bother weighing it because I know that on other videos they've weighed them, and these weigh in at about 240 grams with the battery in. And this has got the battery in. I haven't got an SD card yet, I've got an SD card coming tonight. What I'm going to be doing is flying this tomorrow morning. Gimbal protector off, start the app up, pop the phone into here. Right, so we've got the mobile attached to the controller, all looks like a nice bit of kit there. Turn the controller on, allow location access. Next we will show you how to connect your aircraft and fly for the first time. Good, finally. Select aircraft, DJI Mini 4K. Connect mobile device to remote controller. Ah yes, right, so we want the USB-C to C. Let's give it some of that. Plug that into the phone. Always open DJI Fly when that's connected. Power on the drone. Got a little twinge on the old props and a little tune. Flashing lights. Now we've got this aircraft activation, connection, agree. Yeah, I'll just agree to everything, whatever. I'll tell you anything. Just let me fly my drone, please. There's a replacement care thing which can give you 2 replacements quite cheap. It's cost about 55 quid, which I can't afford right now. And you can only do it before you have to purchase within 48 hours. I'm just going to skip that and hope I don't smash the thing up. Update firmware. We're doing a nice big update. There's 49 megabytes firmware, 48 megabytes on the drone. While that's updating, I'm going to show you this. So this, I went on to AliExpress. I think it was AliExpress or Temu. I think it was AliExpress, and I was fooled into thinking I'd purchased a drone for like 2 quid. I think it was a Hewlett Packard drone, and it said a one-time buy for this customer, and all the pictures showed this drone. That's all it showed, was the drone. I thought, oh, perhaps they do these special deals. So I waited about 3 weeks for this thing to come through, and I got this, which is ironic really, because now I've got a drone and now I need this, because I've seen in all the videos they all land and take off on these things. So what I've done is I've punctured some holes at the north, south, east, west marks, so I can peg this down, because that if I go up on the cliffs or some of the fields where I go where there's a little bit of wind, this is just going to end up downrange. So I'm going to peg this down and hopefully use that for the drone. Lots of restarting and starting, flashing lights. I'm letting it do its thing. I've got a installation status on here, so it's all doing well. 69%. Right, we are now on. No satellite positioning yet, that's because I'm indoors. Okay, we've got a camera view on here. I'll just show you that. There we go, camera view. It's kind of ready. Right, so I'm recording from my screen now. You can see me via the camera on the drone, hopefully, and you can hear me via my mobile now. So we've got at the top right, we have amount of satellites. It's actually got 8 satellites. It's either 3 or 8. No, it's 8 satellites. I'm indoors. Then where it says RC, that's the connection between the controller and the drone. Then we've got the 95% and battery time. So that's 95%, I think, is on the drone. That's the amount of battery left on there. Bottom left we have the map, which I think if I tap on, yep, that's a Google Maps, literally, that tells me where the drone is. That marker is blue. It turns green when you've got a much better connection, but I can't see that on here. It doesn't seem to be working, so We don't want to worry about that. Right, so I wanted the attitude correction with north, south, east, west. I've seen that being used. That's a lot better because it shows your markers and everything else on there, and it should show a H, as in helipad, I suppose, where when the drone takes off, what it does is it saves that position, so it knows that that's the safe return home point. Now the auto return to home altitude, I'm going to set at about 35 meters. It doesn't need to be 100 meters. I mean, there's no buildings or trees around my area that are 100 meters. No way. And even the cliffs are only about 120 feet where I am. Even over Dover, I think about 200 feet. So, and I can't fly over that area anyway because it's the port. The altitude, I'm going to change that to 35 meters. So all that happens is that when it returns to home, like if the battery goes low or I click return to home, then it will automatically take itself to 35 meters, which is the auto return to home altitude. Takes itself right up to 35 meters and then flies home. So as long as nothing is more than 35 meters in height on the way home, then it's not going to hit anything because this doesn't have obstacle avoidance. So remember that on this drone. Maximum altitude 120 meters. Well, that's the legal in the UK, so we'll stick that. Maximum distance. I've seen the drones get a little bit shaky on communication after about 1,000 meters. So you're looking about a kilometre away. But apparently this will stream line of sight with a good signal at about 10 kilometres. So I'd be interested to see that. So I'm going to leave that max distance at 2,000 meters. Could be a bit of a dicey move that, but I'm going to leave it at that. And then everything else is all good. Battery info. Oh, it's even got battery temperature. 8.57 volts. Batteries are all full, which is lovely. Advanced safety settings. Emergency propeller stop. Stop the aircraft motor. I don't really want that to happen. Okay, I can't change that. SD card, no SD card, yes and no. Video cache, let's go 4 gig. Actually, let's go auto. Auto. Right, oh, here we go, 1080p. I want 4K at 30 FPS. So it will film 2.7 at up to 60 and 1080p up to 60 and then 4K 30 frames per second, which is good, and the transfer rate is apparently 100 megabits per second, which is why you get such good quality with this drone. Right, let's come out of there. Then there's also a zoom, 2x zoom. I think is just a digital zoom, but it's fairly good. We need to get this flying. Right, here we are out in an open field, quite high ground. I wanted a lot of visibility so that I can see the drone at all times. That's the idea anyway. I'm going to try and fly it over the woods where I camped a couple of times. So I've got the camera all set up, phone set up with the controller, and it's all plugged in with the USB-C there. I've checked my flight app, which I downloaded. You can get various drone flying apps which help to judge the weather, and the weather looks really good. There's a low wind speed of about 4 miles an hour. This can handle a lot more than that, and we've got good visibility, and the sun's sort of hidden behind the clouds at the moment, which is just ideal conditions really for me, I think, at the moment. So we're going to try and take off. I'm going to do a range test with this as well. Obviously it tells you on here how far away you are and how high you are and everything else. So let's go for a takeoff. I've got 25 satellites it's picked up, and I've got a 79% battery, so hopefully that'll be enough to get going. Let's get a takeoff, auto takeoff. Hammer off. I think I'm still filming. There we go. So I'm heading over to the woodland. Still got a great signal. It's a long way away. I'm a bit scared really. I can still see the drone though. It's a long way away. Can I still see the drone? Yes, just. Right, let's head over to that woodland. I'm at 21 meters, so I'm going to go up a little bit. Let's go up to about 30 meters. I've set the get home height to 35 meters. So what it will do is if it does lose signal for any reason, or there's some sort of problem with the battery or anything like that at all, it should get home to me. It'll take itself up to 35 meters and then come back. So I'm currently at 30 meters anyway. Right, I'm heading right across that field and I'm going to head over that woods. So that's the woods where I camped. How fast am I going? I don't know how fast I'm going. I'm 320 meters away and I've got a strong connection still. I'm up in the air. I know I'm 30 meters up. A bit hard to see on the phone. It's taken a while. It's probably because it's about a mile away. No, it's not a mile away. Yeah, it is. 385. No, it's not. What's that? A third of a mile. We're still going. We're 30 meters up. We've got a good 68 battery. Right, we're just heading over that woodland now. I just hope it holds its height. 30 meters, is that enough? I'm going to go up a bit more. It's going to get up to about 40 meters. There we go. Oh, lost connection there briefly. Right, 24 satellites, 66 battery, full connection. The drone is, I can barely see a speck. I'm not sure exactly where it is, so I am using the, now ideally I think on future ones I probably want a spotter with some binoculars. But we're going over the woodland now. I'm 41 meters, nearly 600 meters out. My signal's just dropping a little bit, but it's not causing a problem. I think I'm going to angle the gimbal down a bit. There we go. Oh, that's better. Now we can see what's going on. There we are, we're over the woodland now. I need to go way up. So let's go up. Oh, signal. Come on, signal, you can do it. Okay, panning. Right, that's the kind of entrance to the woods there that I'm above. Right, I think I'm going to turn around and come back home now. Gimbal up. It feels like I've lost the drone and I'm just looking at someone else's footage. I can't believe that it's flying that far away with this remote. This has a completely different connection to a lot of other drones that are Wi-Fi. And this is not a Wi-Fi, this has got some other technology. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to put it up on screen. Can't even hear it. Oh, yes, I can. I can hear it. Oh, there he is. God, it's really far up. Right, I think I'm going to do a land assist. Return to home, let's try that.
Return to home.
Where's he gone? There he is. Right. See how well that works. 51% battery. Oh, it's come right over me. It needs to go back. It's going to land on my head.
Landing.
That's not where you took off from, fella. Yes, it is. That's not bad, actually. It's coming down. Pop the gimbal down. There I am. It'll land on my GoPro. I think you can cancel the landing, or you can... Do you know, that's pretty damn good. Look at that. That's almost spot on. Amazing. Look at that. Wow. And we chopped a bit of corn as well. Always a bonus. Right, let's stop filming for a moment. That's great. Okay. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. I'm shaking a little bit because I was a bit concerned about losing it. I didn't want to lose the damn thing. But we've got 51%, 47% battery. So 26 satellites, we're all good. I just used normal mode there, so I don't know how the footage is going to come out. I might try a little run down a tree line in cinematic mode, which I think just slows it down and makes it much more stable. So let's take off again. Up it goes. Okay, home point updated. That means it knows where to come home. Right, let's try cinematic mode. Switch that over, slow speed, start recording, 4K, 30 frames per second. Speed it up again. Let's go along this ridge line. Let's get some altitude. Now I just spotted a tiny copse of woods here, which I wonder if that could be good for camping in there. It's pretty small, but I could get a tarp in there. Yeah, nice little camping spot. Because the dog walkers, they all walk around it, not in it. Okay, let's come back up. So just flying overhead now. Let's turn over to the right. You really do need the controller to be able to see what you're doing. I think I'll do a manual land on this, although I've got 27 minutes left on the battery, so let's descend a little bit. Some dog walkers coming down here. Okay, battery's losing power, so we're going to return to home.
Return to
That's a little bit of a flight. I think I could do with a second battery. Most definitely do with a second battery. But that's good. There's 18% left on the battery actually, it's not dying at all. Probably could have gone a long way. Oh, it's flown well over. Comes in.
landing.
There we are. Am I balding? We can just check that now, can't we? I'll do. Yeah, don't worry. I think it moves the gimbal back up automatically, even though I've got it pointing downwards just before it lands. Oh, it's going to area unsuitable. Okay, let's see that then. Let's do a forced landing. Hello. Oh, hello. Right, so that's the first couple of flights done. I'm just charging the battery up, so I'm going to have a little play with this after I finish filming. But yeah, it works really well from a beginner's point of view. You know, I'm not experiencing drone flight at all. It's almost like playing a game. You know, I do a lot of gaming online, or have done in the past, and maybe knowledge of that makes it easier. I don't know. Because in some games you play with drones as well, like military, some military simulation games you play with drones, and they do exactly what this does. So I've kind of learned how to control them really, and what they're capable of. I didn't realise in real life they actually do what they do in the games. It's amazing. So I'm going to maybe aim for longer distances next time, see really how far it went, but it went a good 500 odd meters before I lost any kind of signal, but I didn't lose signal. I could have carried on, and I know I've seen them go for well over a mile away on other videos. So yeah, it's a pretty damn good piece of kit. I'm very impressed. It'll be great for what I want it for checking out new areas, checking out my house if there's any kind of damage after a storm, that kind of stuff. Because the footage I'm hoping is, if it's as good as what I've seen, when I edit the video, then it'll be more than enough high definition to see you know, any problems with the house and that kind of stuff. What I might do, I have heard that you can get like a LiFePO battery for it, which will last a lot longer, so I might try that. The reason I'm in military gear, by the way, is not any particular reason. It's just that this is really warm, and it's got loads of pockets, so I can stash all my electronics and bits and pieces in. So yeah, could have had a bit of an issue. The battery's depleted. It probably isn't going to let me do a great deal, but I just wanted to demonstrate the takeoff and the display. So what we'll do is we'll start filming on here as well, and we'll do a takeoff. It's not going to like it because there's only 17% battery, but we're going to go for it anyway. There we go. Yeah, I know, low battery, yes, very good, very good. So it doesn't like it, it's got the raving hump. We'll do a quick fly around. So as you can see on the bottom left of the, you've got the helipad, shows you the direction, shows you where I am, where the controller is. I've got 3 minutes left on that battery, so I need to kind of do a return to home. So what we'll do, fly down here, 14%, oh come on, I mean there's 3 minutes left. It really is crying. Okay, let's, oh, it's going to do it, it's going to do it. It's coming back. It's going to 35 meters. Doesn't really want to be going to 35 meters. Hopefully it will come on in. Maybe I did push it a bit. Come on down. Don't fall out of the sky, please. 10% battery. 2 minutes left on the battery, so
Landing.
come on. Down you come. There we go. Gimbal down. So I think by tilting the gimbal down slightly, I get a better view as well, because otherwise it all gets bleached out by the sky.
Critically low battery warning.
Yeah, okay. Just don't fall out of the sky. It's landing, it's landing, it's landing. It's coming down anyway. It's coming down, it's coming down. Down you come. You're fine. Just land and stop whining. There we go. Lovely. So it takes a while to charge. I was trying to charge it on a charger and it was having none of it. Well, the battery kind of depleted really rather than charged. So I don't know what's going on there. Charging it using a battery bank. So I think I'm going to have to take it home, fully charge it up and come out another day. But yeah, it's working a treat. Right, the birds are settling now. The birds don't like it at all. Anyway, thanks very much for watching.